suppose, and I had to ask Lisa for the proper terminology, that we were all together on a product launch team.
That's right.
Thank you. All right. Suppose we all work for General Mills. And again, Lisa said that. I said, what company should we say? She said, General Mills. And I said, what product should we be selling? And she said, organic honey. So suppose we were on a product launch team at General Mills and they're launching organic honey. By the way, General Mills makes Honey Nut Cheerios. So maybe that's where the organic, or the honey at least comes from.
Right.
Yeah. So anyway, what are some lists that if we were all on a product launch team for honey for General Mills might help us look at the launch in an interesting way? They don't have to, you can even repeat some of the things I just said. But what are some lists that if you were on that team you might want to make? What would help you?
How to create buzz.
Oh, how do we, right. How do we create buzz? What did you say, Tom? Who's the customer? Beautiful. What else? What's another list? What products are out there? Beautiful. What else? What's another list you'd want to create? Why do people, I love that, right. Why do people love honey?
How do our customers consume media today?
How do our customers consume media? Beautiful. What else? How does honey relate to our lives? Love it. Love it. What are all the ways that they use honey? I love that. By the way, what I just said really quick, whenever I'm doing brainstorms, even for myself in my free writing, I always ask, what are all the ways? Is my knee-jerk thing. I never want to limit it, you know, like, because then I go for a breadth of stuff. So I love what you just said, but I'd phrase it, what are all the ways? So I love that. Thank you. Yeah.
Is that a strategically good thing for our brand equity?
Is it? Okay. And then on your list though, is that a closed question or could you list a bunch of things?
And what's the impact, good or bad?
Okay. Right. Well, I might make that to make it simple on you. What are the positive impacts and then what are the negative impacts would be a separate list. What else? You guys are getting it. What else? Dan, any?
What are common traits of honey buyers?
Beautiful. Common traits of honey buyers. One of my all-time favorite questions, I was doing this for a big room of madmen, and we were selling Clearasil. And someone said, because I love the specificity of this list, he said, well, it would be selling in supermarkets predominantly. That's what he said. He said, what is the customer doing 5 minutes before they're standing in front of our product? Which I thought was such a great question, and it reminded me of that, right? It's like, right, so how would you follow that path? Like, so when they're, right? I thought that was great. Anyway, right, but it would lead you to maybe change your strategy by looking at it that way. Right, right. So that's list making. The second thing I had you do was writing, or what's called free writing. It's a technique that's 150 years old. Charles Darwin used it. W.B. Yeats, the poet, used it. He thought God was speaking to him while he'd do it. He'd get into this reverie, and he'd start writing his poem nonstop into his books, and he'd be writing in his book and onto the table, the tabletop itself, over and over again. When he snapped out of the reverie, he saw that like half his poem was written onto the table. Tom Peters uses this technique. A lot of people use this technique in order to get to new thinking. So the idea behind free writing is the act of writing generates thought. So when you don't know what to write, you start writing. You don't wait to write when you don't know what to write. The writing will get you what it is you need. Free writing, as in free from the normal rules of writing. The normal rules of writing say that you're writing for other people, so your writing has to be smart and logical and linear and entertaining, and you need to spell things correctly, and the grammar needs to be good and all those kinds of things. Free writing is the exact opposite. You're writing for yourself to watch yourself think. You're taking the contents of your mind as they appear, and you're just dropping them on the page. By the way, my laptop, I have thousands of pages of free writing because I've been free writing all my life. I can never just show people my free writing because I say so many inflammatory things, like, and about myself. like I'm cursing and whatnot, and I'm like attacking myself, because as I'm trying to think of okay, I need to come up with an idea for so-and-so. Well, blah, 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 blah. And it's like, like I had that solution before. Like, don't you have other solutions? You're supposedly this creativity guy, and like, how effed up is that? And you know what I mean? Like, and so I can never just show people my free writing. I have to, right? But just the other point before we go to that. So what it is that you write for 5 or 7 or 10 or 15 or 20 minutes without stopping for any reason whatsoever. The reason you don't stop is inside each one of us, there's an internal editor that cleans up what we think and say and write as we think and say and write it. So we always look smart and confident and consistent to other people, right? So like, something that Lisa says sounds like something Lisa would say, right? It's the same thing with anyone in the room. Like, people don't suddenly say, Beth, where did that come from? That doesn't sound like for the most part, everything you say, you're smart, all this stuff, it sounds like something you'd say. That's because of your internal editor. So your internal editor has done a great job for all of you. It's helped you reach a pretty exalted spot in life. But the problem is that it becomes like this hamster wheel. It's only giving you thoughts that you know will work, that you pretty much, it's the same. So that's why when you sit down to try to solve a problem, it's kind of the same thoughts. Even though you're very creative, it's the same thoughts, it's the same stories over and over again. And so you need to have that internal editor relinquish control, at least for a little bit. So free writing is a way, if you write consistently and you write a little faster than you normally do, because as Ray Bradbury says, in quickness there is truth.